Now, we go back again to our history. Let us talk on the history, because it is the thing that we should know. History makes man. Without the knowledge of history, how can we prepare a future for ourselves? Without the knowledge of history, how can we tell where we stand at present? History makes us. True history is our guide. We must know what was before we can know what is and what is yet to come. This Almighty God, whose proper name is Allah, came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. We can gladly give praise forever and teach that praise of this glorious one to our children, that they may teach it to their children and their children's children throughout the unending years to come. For this great truth, for this glory that he has shed upon you and I, for this salvation that he has brought to you and I, who were under the shackles of slavery and living in the house of bondage and serving a people that had no love for our fathers, that actually killed them for the fun of it and worked them to death for the fun of it, actually mocked them, taught them in a way so that they would be a mockery for their civilization and for all civilized people of the earth. This is the training of the so-called Negro under slavery or in the house of bondage. So this is a salvation to you and I. You and I should be happy and should not be ashamed, as so many of you who have such little knowledge of actually the presence of God among you and the wisdom that he is given to you, that you feel ashamed to even confess his name as it is written. You feel ashamed even to say that you belong to the Islamic world, which means a nation of entire submission to the will of God. You are ashamed to even say that you are a Muslim, which means a righteous person. Muslim is something that you should be glad to represent yourself as being a Muslim. But you're ashamed because the devil has made you like that. Not to confess that you are a follower of the God of truth and justice. You are not to say that you are a Muslim. You are not to say that you believe in Islam to get their friendship. And for 300 years, 400 years now, up until this very hour, regardless to what you accept and believe in, you accept whatever they offered you for 400 years, and you believe in it, and you love them, and you tell them you love them, and you hate yourself because of this deprived knowledge of self by them. To you even hate yourself and love them. Therefore, you feel ashamed to say that you like anything other than what they teach you. And you feel ashamed to say that you're with your own people. I was talking with a minister one day, and he says to me that I love everybody. He said, I love white folks. I say, yes. I say, there is no people on the earth that actually love their enemies but the foolish so-called American Negro. And that's due to the lack of knowledge. He have no knowledge of himself nor anyone else. Therefore, he says lots of things that sometimes he actually lies. He actually lies sometimes in claiming that he loves everybody. He don't love himself, so that he figures nobody. And if he said that he loved his slave master, sometime he lie there. He don't love his slave master, but he's afraid of his slave master because he don't have the knowledge of his slave master, nor does he have the knowledge of himself and his God and the people of God. He knows nothing about it. He knows nothing about the power of God. He knows nothing about anyone but his slave master and his children. And he knows that they do not treat him as an equal human being. He knows that he don't expect justice when he goes into that court. He knows that they are not going to treat him right if they even stop him on the highway to pretend that he's speeding, and if he is speeding. He don't expect justice. He knows that. And especially in the South, where if he turns his back, he's likely to be shot, even after being falsely accused of speeding. And if he was speeding, he's subject to be shot in the back when that he turns his back on the highway patrol office. This is a land wherein we just don't have no justice and no friend. But this is the land that Abraham said that God revealed the history or the revelation to him concerning his people being lost for 400 years. This particular spot where we are in was not known to the scientists where this place would be. All they had was that they would be lost somewhere on the earth, but just where it was, they didn't know. At that time of the revelation to Abraham, you must remember that the Red Indians was in this part of our earth who had been brought over here according to the revelation of Allah to me in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, to whom praises be forever. That they had been in the Western Hemisphere for 16,000 years, driven out of what is known today the East Indians, who are now country borders Pakistan, and who once were the masters of that entire country. They are called the East Indians to distinguish them from the West Indians. But the Red Indian here is the brother of those in India today. And if you look at them, you will soon see that they are brothers by their features. All of this is to give to you a knowledge of self. But our fathers were brought here just 400 years ago, but has withstood more evil treatment than any human being ever received at another human being's hand and mouth since that man has been on the face of the earth. You say, no, you're wrong. I say, yes, I'm right. And I will make you prove that I'm wrong. If you have any history wherein that any other people ever suffered at the hand of a human being or human beings as much and ruthless, merciless as we have suffered at the hand of white Americans, I will submit power to you, and I will pay for the line and be willing to suffer anything that you may satisfy your desire as being the price that I should pay, even if it's death.